Okay, so as many of you know, the second wing of Blackrock Mountain was released today, and we got a few new cards, and so I built a deck just around one of these cards, and I'm going to just do a quick deck tech, and I've had a lot of fun with this deck, and so I wanted to share it with everybody. So the card that we got was Imp Gang Boss. So whenever this minion takes damage, summon a 1/1 Imp. Pretty good. It's actually really powerful against Face Hunter and a lot of the other aggro decks because you're able to, say, at least get a 2-for-1 out of this card, plus get at least 2 imps out of the card. So 2 1/1s, and those 1/1s, especially against Face Hunter has a lot of 1 health minions, they can also trade. So you're getting like a 4-for-1 kind of out of this card. So it's really good against the aggro decks. At least I feel, and that's my experience playing this deck. Now, about the deck itself, we are Legion, and it is a demon deck. It is all about summoning the demons of the Burning Legion to do your bidding. There's only 2 non-demon cards in it. There's the Anti-Killbot and Emperor Thasarson. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong, but whatever. So let's just do a quick deck tech about why certain cards are in, what they do, all that fun stuff. Okay. So our first one, starting with the 1-drop, the only 1-drop. Actually, no, that's not the only 1-drop we have. Going crazy. Anyway, we have Mortal Coil. Deal 1 damage to a minion. If it kills it, draw a card. So this is really good, like I said, against aggro decks. You're basically killing a minion and cycling through your deck. It's a really good card for that. I only use it as a 1-of because you're not always going to be fighting aggro, all that fun stuff. So the next one is the Voidwalker, who is a demon, and he has taunt. So he's a fairly solid 1-drop, especially against some of the more aggressive decks. That's one of the reasons why he's in here, but he's also a demon, which brings us to our next card, Demon Fire. Demon Fires deal 2 damage to a minion. If it's a friendly demon, give it +2/+2 instead. So the cool thing about this is its versatility. You're able to either deal with minions that are on the board or buff your own minions. And something that's really cool with this, which has actually basically won me the game before, is turn 1 Voidwalker, turn 2 Demon Fire on the Voidwalker. You're getting a Sinjil Sildmaster on turn 2, which is pretty dang good, especially against aggro. Another really great use for Demon Fire is with Mistress of Pain. Mistress of Pain is also demoned, so she can receive the plus from Demon Fire. And whenever this minion deals damage, restore that much health to your hero. And that is just insane. It can get out of control with Demon Fire. I've had a game where I was at like 8 health, and I used Mistress of Pain with a few buffs that I had, and I got all the way back up to 30 before the end of the game. It was pretty ridiculous. Right, the next card in our list we have is Life Drain. The reason why I'm running 1 Life Drain is aggro is pretty popular, so we can get rid of their minions, and we can slow them down a little bit by restoring 2 health per hero. It's kind of relevant. It'll probably be replaced by Demon Fire when that card is released, but right now I feel that this is pretty solid. If you're not running into a lot of aggro, then I would use Shadow Bolt, but I am right now dealing with a lot of aggro, so I am using Drain Life. Next card, we're doing a 1-of Sense Demons. Basically 3 mana, draw 2 cards. It's basically an Arcane Intellect for this deck. It's a good card for the deck that we're running, so that's why it's just a 1-of. We can use our hero ability to draw cards, but this lets us draw 2 without spending any of our health, really. Okay, so I talked about the Imp Game Boss. He's in there. He's cool. does some really good work. He's actually not very bad in the late game in this deck either, and I'll explain why in just a second. We have one Void Terror. The reason why we're carrying one Void Terror is that we have a lot of cards that spawn 1/1 imps, and at the very worst we can maybe make this guy a 5/5. And a 5/5 for 3 is pretty dang good with just some little imps. If we don't have anything to trade into the imps, we can just have this guy eat them and be a lot tougher. So he's just a 1/of. He's a demon. It's fun. Okay. So then we're moving on to Implosion, which is another card that spawns the imps, deals with minions. It's just a good card. You're basically saying you're most likely going to kill something and get, at the very least, 2 1/1s out of it. You could get up to 4. So it's a really good card. Kills stuff, gives you stuff. I mean, it's a good card. Especially since the imps are demons. Yeah. We're running a 1/of Shadow Flame. I was running a Hellfire, but I didn't like it quite as much because it killed a lot of my imps, and some of my imps I would like to have alive. I could feed this guy, and also for late game buff with Mal'Ganis, who we'll talk about in a second. But Shadow Flame's really good. It's basically your board clear for the early to mid game. Just kill everything by sacrificing one of your minions. Generally, you'll be able to kill anything you need. Okay. We are also running a 1/of Pit Lord. I was running 2, and then I started running into a couple problems. But Pit Lord is actually pretty good when you play him right. You can get him out there with a Void Caller, or if you have Mal'Ganis out, he actually doesn't do any damage, or you can have him do damage to buff your Floating Eye, which we'll talk about in a minute. But he's actually a really good, really solid card, even though he does deal 5 damage to you. 5/6, deal 5 damage, it's still pretty good. At least that's my opinion, and in my experience playing this deck, it still works out pretty well. So the next card is the Void Caller. Void Caller's in the deck for obvious reasons. We have a lot of demons. Death Rattle, put a random demon from your hand into the battlefield. And this is just absolutely hilarious when you get it out on turn 4, and then your opponent kills it right away, and then you slap down Mal'Ganis, or just something really big, and it's just a really, really awesome card. And it's a 3/4, it can trade effectively. Really, really awesome card. Okay. Going on to one of the more unique cards in the deck, Bane of Doom. Bane of Doom has been around since Classic. Yep. And it hasn't seen really any play. But from what I understand, it received a buff, and I don't know too much about the details of the buff that it received, but I know that it used to not be able to summon like Jiraxxus and legendary demons like that. But I've had 3 times when I've been playing that I used this to kill something. I got a Mal'Ganis or Illidan or just something completely ridiculous. This is really good when either against aggro and you just kill one of their minions, and then you kill a minion, you get a minion for 5 mana, which is really good. And the worst card I've ever gotten using this is Voidwalker, which Voidwalker's pretty bad when you're using this to kill something. But it is still some sort of card. Another thing you can use this on, you can actually use this on one of your 1/1 imps, and it's just going to get bigger. And it's a good card, actually. You can use it, like, run into a 5/5 with your Void Caller, bring down another demon, then use this to finish it off, and then you get another demon. I've just had a lot of fun with this card. It's worked really well for me, so I'm running 2 of it, because it just works, and it's really, really awesome. Another card, Demon Heart. Demon Heart is basically a pumped up Demon Fire. Instead of dealing 2 damage, it does 5. Instead of buffing it by 2/2, it buffs it by 5/5. I'm only running 1. I don't really see a reason to run 2. But this card is pretty insane on Mistress of Pain, or really any other demon, or you can use it to kill some bigger creatures as well. So 1 of in the deck, really good. Floating Watcher, like I said, there's some combos you can do. You can do Pit Lord. You can do, obviously your hero power, 2 damage. You buff this guy up. He's just a solid card that your opponent has to deal with, or they're gonna die. So he's just a good card. Sick drops. We have Siphon Soul. We're running 2 of them. Siphon Soul is really good in the late game, especially against big minions. It's basically kill whatever the heck you want and gain 3 health. So running 2 of them just because it is really that good. It's just hard removal that restores your health. 2 of. Easy. Okay. Now a little interesting card. I'm running 1 of Twisting Nether. And the reason why I'm running Twisting Nether is, in this deck, if you are behind on the board in the late game by about turn 8, you are not going to win. And I saw that in a couple of the games that I played, so I said, well, if I'm behind, I can have a 1 of Twisting Nether in my deck, so it's kind of like a get out of jail free card. It's like, okay, we're resetting it, and we're going to go from there. Okay. Lord Jaraxxus, obviously a wonderful card. If you're below 15 health, you're going to put this guy down. You're going to go right back up to 15 health. Your hero power becomes summon a 6/6 demon, and you get a 3/8 weapon. I think it's a 3/8. I'm not the most experienced Warlock player, obviously. Really good card. Now, Ganis is an absolute stud. He will just right out win you games. Especially if you have a lot of imps. I had a game where my board was full of imps. I killed one of my imps, threw down Mal'Ganis, and it was basically just over. It makes your imps a lot more dangerous. Now, granted, he is a 9-drop, so it does take a while for him to get there. But if you do have a board full of imps, or just some demons, they're going to get a huge boost, and your opponent has to deal with this card quickly, because you are immune to all of his attacks. Your hero won't take damage. They have to kill Mal'Ganis first, and if Mal'Ganis is behind a Voidwalker with this buff, maybe with a Shadow Fire on it, they're going to have a really hard time dealing with Mal'Ganis. And they can, BGH obviously is the most whatever answer, but it's not the end of the world. Like I said, I have gotten Mal'Ganis using Bane of Doom on turn 5, and that's insane. Now, granted, that's not always going to happen, but it is insane. Okay, so there's only 2 neutral cards, so these are all the class cards. We only have 2 neutral cards. Okay, so our 2 neutral cards are Anti-Killbot. He's in the deck because sometimes you get a slow start, bad start, and you just need that extra health. You throw Anti-Killbot out there, heal him for 8, you heal yourself for 8, and then you can have the Anti-Killbot, he's a body, and if you really don't want him, you can have your Void Terror eat him up, and then, he just adds his stuff to a demon. So, there you go. Also, what is probably the best card from Blackrock, Emperor Thrussen. At the end of your turn, reduce the cost of cards in your hand by 1. Now this, people have talked about how ridiculous the card is, but I think it's especially more so in Warlock, because you're always going to have a lot of cards in your hand because of your hero power. And you're going to get just, if your opponent doesn't kill this on the next turn that they have to kill it, you are going to get so much value that it is just absolutely ridiculous. So that is why we're running him. Also makes our Mal'Ganis a 8-drop, which is cool because on turn 10 we could play Mal'Ganis and use our hero power, and because Mal'Ganis makes us immune, we don't take damage from our hero power, we get another card. So there's some kind of cool synergies in using him in the deck as well to lower the cost of certain things. I mean, having lower cost cards isn't a bad thing, so I don't know, there's just no reason not to put this guy in a mid-range / control deck. And this deck is, it really toes the line between mid-range and control. I've had games where I've had pressure consistently on, I've had pressure where I had a lot of pressure in the mid-game, and I've had games where I just had to stall till the end because I just got a couple bad draws, had to stall, and ended up winning anyway. So the deck's pretty versatile in my opinion, but we're going to jump right onto the ladder. I've been playing it a little bit, so let's go onto the ladder. I am only rank 18, so take that into consideration. But we're going to just have some fun with this deck. I'll show you how it works, how I play it, and at the very least, even if this deck isn't viable in Legend, ranks, or whatever, it is still a very fun deck to play. Oh, goody. Okay. So I've run into some Zoolock stuff before. So we're going to keep that because that gives us some card draw. And we'll see if we... not that great, but okay.
The light protects me.
Okay, yeah. This is a zoo-style deck. I mean, once you see that, zoo. Important thing to know is don't use your implosion on a divine shield because you do 0 damage to someone with a divine shield, so you don't get any imps. So keep that in mind. I think we're gonna coin and yeah, we'll do Mistress of Pain. We can play him hard next turn. Maybe we're playing a handlock? Don't know many handlocks that run an Argent Squire. I haven't seen Argent Squire in a long time. Yeah, I have no idea what we're playing against. Okay, so we're gonna do something pretty cool. Hopefully. We're gonna hit that, and then we're gonna Bane of Doom it, and then we'll get a demon. Hopefully Mal'Ganis. Okay. Well, we'll get that instead. How about that? So in this deck, the Void Caller, it's basically a better Shredder. Pretty much every single time. It's just a better Shredder. And so why wouldn't you want a better Shredder? Huh. This is an interesting... Maybe we won't do the... So let's do this, see if we can kill it. Unfortunately not. Boom!
I am not a morning person.
I will have some fun. So basically got him 5 mana creature for 5, played a 5 mana spell, killed something. So that was a little bit of value out of that. Yeah, I don't know what this guy's playing, but that's, you know, what you get at rank 18. Assuming he has a spell that does 3 damage, or Hellfire, there we go. Dead.
So many possibilities.
He's probably like theory crafting with the Imp or something, as there's definitely a lot of those decks going around. So maybe he's trying to do like a pure Imp deck and then buff him with Mal'Ganis or like Stormwind Champion or something. I don't know. Sounds like a cool idea. I don't think it'll work, but it's a cool idea. Or he's just running a straight up budget deck. So. I have Jiraxis.
So many possibilities. Why do you call?
Running the program.
Come on, dude. So, we almost have Jiraxis, but
Cleanse the sun well.
we have more health than 15, so I don't see much of a reason to play it.
Would you look at
Oh, Boulder Pistol her. That's so cute. Okay.
So many possibilities.
Running the program. Hug.
That might have been stupid, but I mean, he could hit my face. I mean, then he has 1 health left. We can implosion and guarantee a kill. There's a lot of things we can do next turn. I was setting up for like a Void Caller Shadow Flame, which seems like a pretty good idea because he's gonna overextend. Ooh. Well, maybe we'll just kill it with Siphon Soul because that sounds pretty good. So yeah, Siphon Soul. That's what we're doing. Siphon Soul, Void Caller.
My eyes are open.
Kind of sucks though if you get Jiraxis. I mean, you get a 315, which is ridiculous trade value, but I mean, I don't know. Okay, so we got Emperor Thorson, so we can... Huh. So we're going to Implosion. We're going to hit his face. Kill with Shadow Flame. Bring that out. Tap to draw. And Twisting Nether. It's late game, we're ahead, so it's kind of a dead card. So that's why I like to run it, because it's a get out of jail free card, but then at the same time, it's pretty much a dead draw. So... And a Mortal? Nope. Okay, so... Oh, why the heck not? So I got 3 mana. So basically I got a 5/5 and a discount of 3 mana. So I got a 5/5 for 3. In a weird roundabout way, because I got discount of 3 mana. And like the game's over. So we're just gonna wait it out. Ooh, that's fun. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I have lethal. That's lethal, right? Because, yeah, 5/10.
Face Jiraxis, Eladar Lord of the Burning Legion.
With his weapon. So we're gonna hit him, and then hit him. There we go. Boom! Let's do a couple. Let's maybe do 2 more. That way you guys can get a good feel for it. I'll do 1 or 2 more.
I will fight.
I've actually never played a paladin against this deck, with this deck. Assuming he's kind of like the mid-range control paladin, because that's the one I like. He didn't really get any new card. He could be trying to run a dragon deck, because there was that one thing, but he doesn't have the dragon consort, so it would seem kind of dumb to do that.
Shields up. Red alert.
Mini bot. Ugh.
I can ease your pain.
See, getting a Void Tear off of a Void Color is kind of sucky. And I'm okay with that.
Duty.
From the void I come.
Follow the rules.
And I'm gonna get the Void Tear, obviously. It's a 3/3, so whatever. It's definitely not the worst thing that could happen. No! Let's see what we pull in an implosion. Well, you know, it doesn't kill it. We can always do that. So it did kill it, so we're okay. So we'll tap. A shredder.
Reporting for duty.
I think we're gonna get some pretty good value here. So we're gonna get an imp, kill that, hit that.
I can ease your pain.
I guess it's a 2/3. That's kind of funny. We got the heroes. Your hero power can now target minions. Summon a 1/1 minion. I'm targeting your minion to summon a 1/1 minion. I don't know how that would work. Oh, equality. How I loathe thee. I actually really like equality. I play mainly I mainly play Paladin, but I really like Warlock because I love card advantage.
I have no time for games.
Reporting for duty.
So this is interesting. Actually, I think we're going to Shadow Flame. Nothing to steal for Sylvanas. And then we can kill this, which grabs us some demon. There we go. Dr. Boom! Oh, you have to hate Dr. Boom.
Duty.
Let's pull some demons.
I see everything.
Why do you mourn? Job's done.
Curse you, Al. Gosh. Should we just go... I think we should just go face with everything. And then twisting nether.
Reporting for duty.
Because I don't want to deal with
Job's done.
yeah, I don't want to deal with the quartermaster there. That would have been bad. So see, it has its place.
From the void I come.
And then we have all of these to deal with any of his other creatures now, so... Okay, so he's going to True Silver into the Void color, hopefully get the Pit Lord. That would be lovely. But we're getting the Mistress of Pains. That's fine. Mistress of Pain is acceptable.
Reporting for duty.
Okay, so we're going to do Floating Watcher. Tap. We won't take the 5 just yet. Not gonna let him do that. Alrighty. Red alert.
Reporting for duty.
Get rid of the recruit. Draw a card. Mal'Ganis is the obvious play here.
I've got the beast in my sight.
Why would you do that? Why would you kill Mal'Ganis? Why would you kill Mal'Ganis? What was that? What was that? I don't know what that was, but that was stupid. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this is cool because I'm immune. I don't take the damage. Why didn't he kill Mal'Ganis? I'm so confused. There has to be a reason. A reason that I obviously don't understand. Like, I'm just so confused. Why didn't he kill him? Oh, gosh.
Reporting for duty.
Well, I have lethal on the board. So he has to do something.
To arms, men.
Like, that doesn't... he has one dude that can attack. Okay, so he's gonna get rid of Mal'Ganis. Okay, so now I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I don't know why I did it that way. That was stupid of me. What the hell was I thinking? I needed to buff one of my creatures. Freaking stupid. I only have one card left, so let's not draw that one card. I literally have drawn all my deck as a Warlock, and I'm at 30 health right now. Like, that's insane. Okay, so this is pretty much over. I don't even know what it is. It's Imp Game Boss. Okay, let's... So 6. There's 3. Okay, let's just do that just because we can. And then we're gonna play that on that. Oh, that was so weird. I don't know why I didn't kill Mal'Ganis, but okay. I drew my whole deck as a Warlock and I was at 30 health. Okay, that's insane. And that was against a pretty competitive deck. So, we're just throwing that out there. I'll give you guys one more and hopefully I don't lose. I still can't get over he didn't kill my Mal'Ganis. Maybe I did some math wrong and he could kill my Mal'Ganis with the Quartermaster, but he couldn't kill my eye with it. I don't know. Whatever. Hey, another Paladin.
I will fight with honor.
Okay, well this hand is complete crap. This is a lot better. Having Bane of Doom in your opening hand really isn't that bad. You don't really want it, but it's not bad. Especially when you're against aggro. Okay, so we're going to play the Mistress of Pain.
Can ease your pain.
Yeah. Once you see Leopard Gnome, aggro.
Shields up. Red alert.
Okay. Why the heck not? Buffer. Still take 2, but I mean, whatever. This is so powerful against aggro, like, you have no idea. Okay, so it's gonna trade. Well, not trade, because it's got the thing. And it didn't do any damage, but that's still, it's so powerful against the aggro. It is ridiculously powerful.
Why do you call? Job's done.
The next turn we can Bane of Doom. Woo! Okay, so, okay. Truce over Champion's just so good. Like, I really think it's like the best weapon in the game. I mean, there's Doomhammer, there's Gorehowl, but I mean, it's just so good for the cost.
Let me think.
So good, and it, yeah, so good. Yeah, the best thing to do is definitely Bane of Doom and get a dude. Hopefully, you know, maybe we'll see that we get a legendary this time. 6/6. So he paid 5, killed a 5/2, and got a 6/6. Okay, so he's gonna run. He's doing that. Is he gonna sack both of his dudes? That's a. So we used one card. We killed one. He had to use a hammer. That's a 4 cards for 1. Okay. Maybe not in all technicality, but yes. He had to use 4 cards to get rid of 1 card that we used. Well, yeah. We used 1 card to get rid of 1, and he had to use 3 cards to get rid of it. Technically, 1 hero power, but a card. I don't know why I didn't think of that. I was being dumb. I was too excited about value plays.
Mind if I roll need?
Reporting for duty.
I see everything.
Job's done.
I'm sure I'll just run this dude into him. Or probably loot hoarder so he can draw a card. And then we'll get our imp game out. Imp gang boss. Okay. So he does the 2, got the imp gang boss. And he's gonna trade with that. And then he's gonna coin. Wow, that's not very good actually. Whatever. Well, we're at.
Why do you call?
I'll buff him, make him ridiculously big. 7/9. And then we play Lord Draxus next turn. F. Give another consecrate. Oh, he's Avenging Wrath! Yes! This is Shakadin, kind of. You guys know what Shakadin is. I loved Shakadin. Back in the day, Shakadin was so good. Okay, well, Lord Draxus it is.
Any possibility? You face Jaraxxus, Eldar Lord of the Burning Legion.
Ooh, that's cool. That's some niftiness, right?
Put this apple on your head.
Reporting for duty.
Sure. This is intense, actually. This is going to come right down to the wire. Actually, it's not. Yeah, that's good enough to do that, do that, do that. Okay. So, as long as he doesn't have another Avenging Wrath, and, well, he probably does, no, he's shocking, and all 8 hit my face, I'm pretty sure we've won.
I wonder.
You guys haven't been able to see how cool it is when you have an army of imps and you play Mal'Ganis. I'm sorry, but it's so cool. So, play the deck and just know it's awesome. Even if we do lose. But I think we've won. I don't think there's really anything he can do here. to get out of this. And even if he plays a dude, I can get 3 life off of him playing it. So I'm pretty sure we've won. Well, that's kind of the sucky scene switching to Diraxis. He can't draw cards anymore. But I mean, he get a 6/6 for 2, so whatever. Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is just all over. Okay, yeah, we'll start playing some dude. He probably just left because he knew that he lost and he was just pissed, and out of spite he's just gonna let it drag out as long as he can. Ooh, okay. Well, out of spite I'm gonna heal myself up to 15 so I can feel cool. And we're gonna bring an Infernal, and then we're gonna hit him twice because we can. Wait, whatever. I just knew I won, so I was doing my math completely wrong. Alright, so there you go. That is my Demon Paladin deck? No, Demon Warlock deck. Beating up some Paladins. Aggro Paladin, mid-range Quartermaster Paladin, and what did we played against? Like a Zoolock budget deck. So there you go. It's fun. It's awesome. We started at rank 18, right? And we're at rank 16, although I did have a win streak. So it seems like it's doing pretty good for me. At least for right now. We'll have to see what happens. But I hope y'all enjoyed.